Okay, I decided to create a few videos, maybe help people out. Um, I started trading penny stocks around 2013, and I started doing some options trading, a little bit of futures trading. Now I'm pretty much back just to options, mainly SPY. So I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, and if it helps somebody, then great. This here is my ThinkorSwim paper trade account. I use ThinkorSwim. I have used E-Trade. I've also used Charles Schwab. Uh, for options, I like TD Ameritrade's ThinkorSwim the best out of the three. Nothing wrong with the other ones. I just really like the charting and the customization that you can do with ThinkorSwim. So, that being said, um, this is my paper trade account. I started this account with $2,000 in early August. Probably about early December, it was over 7,000. I quit using it and just went back recently to try to start experimenting with some credit spreads here. So I'm trying to move this over so you can see a little bit better. I was trying to get this on a bigger monitor, but I'm having trouble with it. I'm new to this, so but you can see I'm doing some credit spreads here, and this was a SPY trade I just did messing around earlier. Um, the problem with TD Ameritrade's ThinkorSwim paper trade platform is by default it has a 20-minute delay. That 20-minute delay does not work if you are trying to scalp trade. If you're doing longer term trades, weeks, yeah, the 20-minute delay is probably not going to hurt you. But if you contact them, they will enable real time paper trading. Another issue with it is you can trade stocks till you can trade stocks after hours and pre-market, but in the paper trade account you cannot buy or sell after hours or pre-market. Same with options, SPY options, ETF options trade till 4:15. With the paper trade account, you cannot buy or sell after 4 p.m. The third issue I've seen with it that happens occasionally is you'll have a buy order in or a sell order in, and let's say your sell order is for $1. You can look at your options chain and see that, let's say you have your order in at 124 $1.24. It'll go off. It could go off right now and say it's sold, but you'll never see $1.24 over here. That doesn't happen often because you rarely sell at the highs anyway. If you do, you pretty much got lucky. So that's a pretty rare occurrence, but it does happen. Um, my advice for anybody thinking about getting into trading is paper trade. Paper trade until you are consistently profitable. When you do go to real money, start with small amounts. Trade one or two contracts, or you know something proportionate to your account. If you have a $3,000 account, you don't want to go and trade in 10 contracts to start out. No matter how much you paper trade, you're still gonna have those emotions. It gets better as you go, but I wanted to do a sample paper trade here just to show you how it works. I use Active Trader. Let's go with puts here because it's looking like the market will drop. I'm not concerned about whether it makes or loses money. But you see here the bid is at 91, the ask is at 92. So let's put a bid in it, and we'll go at 91, buy 4 puts. The chimes just went off. It triggered. So I have 4 SPY puts, February 27th expiration, 278 puts at 88 cents. That's what these arrows indicate as my price. if I decided to uh, add to it, say I bought four more at 94 cents, my average would be 91, so it would move to here. Um, on my real trading account, I have multiple monitors, so I don't have to click back and forth, but for recording purposes, I'm using one monitor. And I apologize because this monitor is actually my laptop monitor. I'm trying to get the recording software to record my bigger monitor, so hopefully the resolution's a little bit better for you. I'm going to try to do one video a day, and hopefully Monday I can have that sorted out and have it on a little bit bigger monitor. I did a recording earlier and it recorded a blank screen. So like I said, I'm new to this YouTube stuff, so but you know, if it can help somebody, then you know, I got a lot of help. I still get a lot of help. I've got a lot of help along the way, and you know, just try to pay it back if I can help somebody else. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box. I'll show you. I I always use a limit order to get in. There's limit and market. By clicking in these boxes, that's a limit order. You can do market up here. I do not buy market. A wise lady told me it's better to be not be in a trade wishing you were than to be in a trade wishing you weren't. You don't want to get into a market order where they can fill you at whatever price they feel like filling you and wishing you could get back out. Um, so on SPY, because of the liquidity, I will do a market order to get out, and I've never had it go bad for me. Not saying I've never lost money on a trade, but I've got out right around what the bid and ask were. I've never got the shaft on it. So we'll sell two of these. Let's just say I want to sell two. The bid's 89, the ask is now 91. So I'll go over here and I click over here, and you see it says sell two limit. I'll put my sell order in for two, and you see my order down here. Let's see if it goes through. See, now it just went through, but up here in the time and sales, it's not showing. So that transaction hasn't actually went through, wouldn't have officially went through if that was a real trade. So we'll wait a few seconds. Let's see. Sometimes it'll still trigger. Let's see if, and for those of you that are new, a put means you want the underlying equity to go down. So I want SPY to drop here. Not saying it will, because this wasn't about making money. It's about demonstrating how to do this, how to use Active Trader, how the platform works. So we're getting fairly close to market closing. So let's just say, for instance, that this, well, there's 91 there, so it would have sold. You can go back here and look. It was actually 92, so it hasn't hit yet, but it went through at 92. We'll go back here. 92 hasn't went through, but let's just pretend it did. And that's what I was saying about one of the quirks of the paper trade account. Let's just say that did go through at 92, and I still have two shares, or two contracts, which I do. And let's say I just wanted to get out of those now. At this point, let's say I bought it at 88, which I did, and let's say I sold two of them at $1. What I would do with the other two is set a break-even stop. I don't use automatic stops. I use mental stops. I sit and watch it. I have my theories on automatic stops. Whether they're accurate or not, I don't know. I just know when I have used automatic stops, it seems I get taken out, and as soon as it gets taken out, it goes right back up. So I don't use automatic stops. You have to be disciplined to use mental stops. I feel I'm pretty disciplined in that aspect. I don't like to lose money, so if it's looking bad, I get out. I don't have a problem saying, hey, I'm wrong, I'm getting out. But let's just say it went up to $1, and I sold two of them at $1. and now it's coming back down. That's at 95 now, so let's go look at this. You can see it's coming down here. We're coming down to a support area. It's a pretty good support area, so that might hold. But let's just say it. Okay, I went out now. The ask is at 95, the bid's at 94. Let's say I want to do a market order here. Do a market order, they're sold. I just sold those two at 95. Was it accurate? Possibly, because 95 did hit here. Either way, the 92 that I sold the first time that I said didn't actually go through would have went through at that point. Plus my 95s I just sold. So let's just say, I'm going to go back and look. I bought 4 at 88. It wasn't a money thing, but 88 cents, you're purchasing the right to buy 100 contracts or 100 shares. So 88 cents per contract is actually $88. I know it's confusing and doesn't make sense, but just when you buy a contract, just think of it that way. It's $88 for one contract. I bought 4 contracts. That works out to $350-ish. Normally I'd go in for a little bit more than that, but this was just demonstration. On that money, on that 4 contracts, I made $4 each on these two, so that's $8, and I made $7 each on these two, is another $14, so I made $22. Default fees will kill your trading account. If you're an active trader, you do a lot of trades, contact your broker, negotiate with them to try to get your fees lowered. Default fees with TD Ameritrade, from what I remember, this would have been 16, I believe 19, I believe $22. I think it would have been $22 for this transaction for fees. I think it was $7.95 per trade, which would have been $16, just under $16, plus 75 cents per contract, both ways. So 4 contracts at 75 cents would be $3 in, $3 out. So it would have been about $22. I only made 22 on the trade, so this would have been a break even. I don't pay anywhere near that in my real account, so I would have actually made money, a few bucks on that trade. I don't want to disclose what I pay, but whoever your broker is, I know people that have traded. I used to trade with E-Trade. I traded with Schwab. I've got them to reduce my commissions and fees. If you do enough trades, they'll reduce them for you. So that's big. It really helps. It's hard to make money when you're paying $22 for a typical trade on a small account. So that's my intro. Like I said, I'm going to try to make one of these a day. If you can learn from it, great. It's I'm just trying to pay it back. I've learned from a lot of people. I'm still learning. I'm a member of another service. I learn from them every day. I learn from the people in there. There's a lot of great traders. It's one thing that I would advise against. Don't join 10 different services. Find one good one and stick with it. Don't jump from. I used to do that. I used to find, okay, I use these indicators. Oh, this guy's using this indicator making money. I'm going to go use that indicator. And 2 weeks later, I find somebody else using a different indicator making money. Let me try that indicator. And I was just chasing my tail. I found what works for me, and I use it. You see here, I have Bollinger Bands. I don't really use Bollinger Bands, but I do have them up on here. I don't have them on my real account. I'll try to get my real account. Maybe Monday I'll pull my real account up and show you what I actually use for my charting. I don't open my real account on this laptop, so that's why I'm using the paper trade, but I could open it from here and show you what I typically use for charting. But yeah, that about wraps it up for this episode. And like I said, I'm new to this, so pardon all the fumbling around with words. And I'm not the greatest public speaker to begin with, so just doing what I can, and hopefully help somebody out. And like I said, ask any questions in the comment box. I'll try to answer you. I'm not an expert. I'm not a Warren Buffett, but I do pretty good. Like I said, I took this account from $2,000 to $7,000 in just over 2 months. Granted, it's paper trade, but um, you got to know something to be able to do that. So I'll get this video posted up and look for another one Monday. Thanks.